freeze all downtown job challenges. I'll show you how to do all the challenges to freeze all players. So in this glitch, it will show you how to freeze everyone. And as soon as it starts to get you go in and it can't be a full lobby. So it cannot be a full lobby. So I'm gonna have to change it if it's a full lobby. Right, so then you just have to keep running forward. Running forward. Right, dude. Go on these stairs, dude. Come on, please, I can do it in 30 seconds. Come on, dude. Come on, dude. Come on, dude. Come on, come on. Come on, dude. Come on. Yes, it's working, okay. Cure shot, alright. And shoot your cure shot, this should work. Everyone should be. Okay. Oh, fuck, the glitch didn't work. Yeah, alright, the glitch didn't work, guys. So, yeah, it did work, see? It worked, guys, let's go. Let's go, brothers, look. The glitch worked, everyone froze, just play around. Look for hidden Jonesies, the challenge will count. This is how you do the glitch, motherfuckers. No idea, but so if that's how to glitch, make sure to like this video, turn on post notifications, subscribe, and I'm going to show you some of my creative glitches. I don't think the game is creative glitches. Yeah, man, like, whoa, no, man, oh. Yeah, bud, I'll be 2 seconds, I'm just gonna mute my mic, because I'm doing something. I want to show you guys how to make phone platforms. So 2 ways you can just completely not even try and get it. So what I'm gonna do and do this and press this and then so this is a way to cheat it.
Afterwards, he begged my mom for forgiveness. She accepted, and then they had their first child, my sister Susie. However, Dad struggled with being a father and started drinking. Most of the time he did it when my mother was home, so she wouldn't know. But one day, something tragic happened. Stacy was 2, Dad was supposed to take care of her, but instead he took a whole bottle of vodka and passed out. Meanwhile, my sister was playing with some toys and she swallowed one and started to choke. Luckily, my mom came home just in time to rescue her, but Stacy could have died. That's why Dad decided to take Mom to therapy, and this time he stopped drinking for good. Then I was born, and I knew a regular family all my life. Dad would support me at my judo tournaments, and I knew I could talk to him about anything. But then one day my dad went to a wedding in Somalia. When he got back, he was covered in bruises. He admitted that he got so drunk that he fell into a balcony, and only by luck he didn't suffer any serious injuries. He promised it would never happen again, but soon he started going to bed every night. Mom was pissed, so they argued a lot. I think that's why my dad spent even less time with me. Finally, Mom decided to leave. She asked if I wanted to go with her or stay with Dad. Well, Stacy went with our mom, and I didn't want my dad to be alone, so I just stayed with him. However, he barely came home, and I felt very lonely. Sometimes my best friend Becky was home to keep me company. The one time she went to the bathroom and I heard her screaming. It turned out that my dad had passed out and leaked. Becky thought he was dead, but I knew that he had just drunk too much alcohol. Luckily, Becky didn't tell anyone at school what she had seen at my home. However, she never came back again. Please understand that my dad is not a bad person. I mean, he never got violent or anything like that. He just doesn't have control over himself. That's why I kept telling him to go to therapy and stay easy in. Every once in a while, he would say he was sorry for being such a terrible dad, but nothing changed. Every night, I was scared something would happen to him, so I always stayed awake until he got home, even if it was 4 a.m. Then I'd run to the door and tell him to get out. If I didn't, he would fall and hurt himself. After 2 years, I couldn't take it anymore. I was tired and my grades were suffering with the stress of taking care of him. I said he would either have to sober up or I would go live with Mom. He was playing hard when he told me to go away and live with my mom. I really wanted him to get better, but I had to accept that I can't fix my dad. He needs to do that himself. But he's ready to change it.
Hi, my name is Ricardo, and I was born in Port. Man beat me up and said, "Don't be such a freak." Let me tell you why. When my mom was pregnant with me, she contracted the avian bird flu and
Hello, sinners. It's me, your favorite Lord and Savior, Jesus, here to give you a new, everlasting commandment. Thou shalt use code SENAI in the Fortnite item shop. Amen.
Looks like we've come to the end of the road. There's no point in running away now. I'd rather sleep until the storm is gone. She'd rather be shooting at me now. I know we will end up in anger. I don't think we grew up, we just became older. She's aiming her words, ready for fire. I don't think that bullets will bring back desire.
My name is Gordon. I'm 17 years old, and for a year already, I've had a girlfriend. Well, I had a girlfriend. I would like to tell you why I broke up with her. I liked Emma very much. She was so fragile, so modest, so beautiful. Most modern girls aim to be in no way inferior to guys, but Emma was pure meekness. She always let me choose which movie to watch or which meal to order, and she never argued with me. I always felt very strong and masculine when I was with her. But as time passed, I started to find these particular qualities pretty annoying. Maybe I just didn't appreciate how lucky I was. But I got bored because she always agreed with me. The only thing that she was painfully strict about was the time that she had to be at home. She was petrified by the very idea that she could come home after 8 p.m. Once, we were stuck in traffic on our way back from the movies, and she sobbed violently all the way home. And she didn't want to explain to me why she couldn't simply call home and explain that she'd be like 15 minutes late. At first, I thought that her parents were very strict, but then I met them at a picnic, and they seemed very nice. Emma's mother was still very beautiful, and Emma looked and acted a lot like her, very quiet and polite. I doubt she's ever scolded anyone. Emma's father, Mark, made a great impression on me. Very bright, witty, self-confident, and charismatic. I'm embarrassed to admit this, but I even tried to compare him to my own father, and my old man totally lost. So I had taken a lot of pictures on the day of the picnic, and the day after, my mother and I went to visit her sister, my aunt. I've loved Aunt Mary since my childhood, and I always tell her in detail about everything that is going on in my life. So, she knew that I had a girlfriend, and now I told Aunt Mary that I'd finally met Emma's family and showed her the photos from yesterday's picnic. Aunt Mary couldn't wait to see the pictures until she saw Emma's father in one of them. She broke off, and it seemed like her hand was shaking. "Do you know what his name is?" she asked in a strange, empty voice. And when I answered, "Of course, it's Mark," she jumped up and ran out of the room. My mother followed her, and I was left alone in the room, totally clueless. Soon, my mother came back, looking very serious. "She'll be all right," she said, answering my silent question, and then added, "But you have to know something. A while ago, your Aunt Mary knew Mark very well, and it was the most terrible story of her life. And my mom told me that Mary and Mark used to go out together a long time ago, before I was even born. In the beginning, everything was fine, and Aunt Mary was head over heels in love with this brilliant macho guy. But soon, She realized that Mark was trying to control her more and more. He decided what she should wear, which girls she should be friends with, and even which books she should read. And when she tried to object, he became more and more aggressive. When he hit her for the first time, she was ready to leave him. But he didn't want to let her go. He became so nice again, and asked for forgiveness, promising that everything would change. Nothing changed. As soon as Mary thought that everything was back to normal, Mark started to tighten his grip, and everything turned out bad again. Mary tried to leave him, he wouldn't let her go, and the story repeated again, and again, and again. At the end, Mary no longer understood what was going on, and what she felt toward Mark. Whether she loved him, or whether she was afraid of him. She kept telling her parents that everything was great, and that they were going to get married. Until her older sister, my mother, noticed the bruises on her hands and demanded that she tell her the truth. My mother helped Aunt Mary to get rid of her abuser. They went to the police, and Mary got a court order to keep Mark away from her. But Mary never got over this relationship. Neither pills nor psychologists could help her. Since then, she's been afraid of being in a relationship and has stayed single forever. I was shocked, and as we went home, I was thinking about Emma, her mother, and Mark. I started to realize that he hasn't changed at all. I remembered that Emma's mother was wearing a long-sleeved shirt, probably to hide the bruises from her husband's hands. I remembered how both she and her daughter meekly agreed with him. I also remembered how Emma was scared of being home late, even by like a minute. She was scared to death. I have to confess that when I went out with Emma the next time, I conducted a cruel experiment. We went to the coffee shop where I used to always order a blueberry dessert for her. I thought she liked it, but now I wasn't sure about anything. When we sat at the table, I asked, "The usual?" And she nodded, smiling. "No," I said. "Now it's time for you to try something different. I'm gonna get you hot wings." "That's fine," said Emma, and her smile became pitiful. When our order was served, I got up and said, "I changed my mind. We're leaving." Emma got up and took her handbag with no objection. Her smile stayed there, as if it were nailed to her face. It was scary. "Does your father really love it all?" I asked her in a shocked voice, and at that moment, she finally stopped smiling. And I could not hold myself back anymore. I told her everything I had learned about Mark and my Aunt Mary. Emma listened to me without even looking at me. Somewhere deep in my heart, I was hoping that she would say that it was all wrong, that her father was not like that, but she just kept listening. But when I told her that her and her mother have to do something in order to change the situation, and that I was ready to help them, Emma changed. She literally screamed at me that I had no right to interfere with their life, that they were both happy, she and her mother, and that her father just had a stern temper, and if they started to complain, it would ruin his career. I could not believe my ears. I just looked at her in silence, with eyes wide open, and finally asked, "Is your mother willing to go through all this humiliation and abuse because her husband earns good money?" Emma answered, "You just don't understand." And I swear, she said it with contempt for me. Well, Emma was right. I really don't understand these things. That's why we broke up. I can't say it was easy for me, but I don't regret it. Have you or anyone you've known ever met an abuser? Tell me in the comments, and please share this story, because I think it's really important to resist people who try to control other people like this. ago, I was accused of stealing money at school. I was completely innocent, but nobody believed me. I got in trouble a lot, and teachers knew that. And, well, they didn't like me that much. They even called my parents pretty often, but my parents didn't really care. It was also pretty hard to make friends, and a lot of other people thought I was weird. But nobody ever said anything to me face to face because they were afraid of me. Thankfully, I've had one friend since I was a kid. His name is Matt, and we've been friends since the 1st grade. One day, our teacher called me into her office and told me, "Okay, Neil, I know the truth. Tell me where they are." I was like, "What are you talking about?" And she kept looking at me with a serious look. After a long and awkward silence, she told me, "I know you took our school trip money from the table. If you return it, you won't be in trouble. I promise." I didn't know what to say. Basically, the class below us was collecting money for a trip, and apparently our teacher was keeping it on her table, and one day it disappeared. I got very angry because of the accusation and raised my voice, saying, "I didn't take the money, I never touched it." My teacher sighed and said, "We all know that it was you, Leo. Who else could it be?" I answered, "It could be anyone, because you weren't smart enough to not keep it out on your table." After this, I stormed out of the classroom. I thought that was the end of it, and this teacher wouldn't bother me anymore, but it was far from over. That was only the beginning. The next day, I was called into the principal's office. I went there, and to my surprise, the principal was waiting for me along with 2 teachers, and one of them was the same one that accused me of stealing the money. Oh, I was very angry and started to talk with them aggressively, but they were answering in a very calm manner. Too calm. They were saying that they know that I did it, and it was okay because I have problems at home and need money. Ugh, they tried to act understanding, but I kept saying that it wasn't me, that I didn't even touch the money, and they kept pushing it. I asked if they had any evidence besides my reputation, and they said that several people said they saw me take the money. This kept...
Hi, I'm Lucy, and I've created an anonymous blog where I reveal the secrets of people from my school. I just wanted to revenge on the one that bullied me, but it quickly got out of control. Let's start with a little bit of background. I was 15, wearing braces, and had horrible acne on my face. Not a big deal, right? Yeah, right. But the older popular girls were
Mom! I just heard the noise!